What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Fit, Healthy, and most of all, Happy podcast. I am your coach and host, Josh, here with
his co-host and co-coach, KG, and I'm in the house. Today, we're going to be talking about 11 healthy meals and snacks to eat in a pinch. I know so many people who struggle on their journey because we're all busy, let's get real. And unfortunately, a lot of people make really bad decisions when they're busy and when you're stressed and when you're on the go. But I truly believe there's so many amazing alternatives that you can make within a couple minute time frame that can still help you stay on track. And this is just a really inspiring episode because I firmly believe in every single food here. I've actively had them for years in my day. And I know so many people who can just stay on track when like time is on your side. When you have infinite time, the kids are all in school, you've got like nothing planned and like no special extracurricular events, like you can do well. But it's those moments where you're like grabbing and go and you're just like super busy and you're like, oh, I'm going to go through a drive-through and just choose the worst option or whatever the case is. So first and foremost, and this one's going to be simple. It's just the bro meal. It's chicken, salad, and rice. And this will take you a matter of minutes. And I would really encourage you, and this is something I did for years, was just cook my chicken breast on the barbecue on Sunday. And I know this is a very episode dedicated towards not like needing to take tons of time, but if you do actively do that, you'll be set. And I wouldn't exactly prep a ton of other stuff. It would just be chicken breast. It would be in the fridge. I'd have a couple per night. And it just was so helpful. Now, if you don't have the chance to do that, you can go the route of a rotisserie chicken, which you can grab at Costco or wherever, like for $10. And keep in mind, it is fattier. So like you unfortunately will be having a lot more calories with that. But to me, this is just such a simple meal that can take minutes, right? And even rice, there are options to take a little bit longer to cook it on the oven. But there's even minute rice as well, right? Uncle Ben's, will take 2 minutes and that is some solid macros. It can fill you up. You can choose the whole wheat stuff, which is high in fiber. And then even bagged salad, it wouldn't be my first choice, but I've had it many times and the macros are great. It's a solid meal and it's something you can do within minutes. So some sort of variation of chicken, salad, and rice can be a great go-to that can take minutes and just be very macro friendly and fill you up to help you make a good decision. So that's going to be number one today.
Yeah, and these 11 meals aren't like the only meals you should ever eat. We just want to give you some quick ideas to get your mind thinking, and you could do your own variation. You say, I hate rice, I love quinoa. Power to you. There are a lot of great options out there, and really just take the thought process from this and start to inject some more healthy meals in your life and you'll be winning. And that's what we're focused on here. So number 2 is just a protein smoothie. Even the other day, I went to the gym at a different time. I didn't want to have a huge lunch, but I wanted to get something in me. And the smoothie is so amazing because it can be whatever you want. Theoretically, a protein smoothie could be like a protein shake. You could do water and protein and have be pure protein. You could add milk for some more flavor. Then you could add banana. Then you could add other fruits. Then you could add spinach. Then you can get really funky and you can make it whatever you want. If you're bulking, you could make it really caloric. You could add olive oil, you could add peanut butter, you could really start to drive up the calories. And if you're cutting, you could really lean it out, add more volume with vegetables and fruits, and really keep the minimal amount of the calories there. So you have so many cool options that you can really just make a protein smoothie work, and you can really play around with what you like. It's very quick, it's very easy to transport, it's very cost efficient. So all in all, like this has been one of my staples, and especially while I was bulking, like if you want to consume more calories, liquid calories is a really great way to do it. And if you're cutting, you can just add more fibrous foods, more volume, more things like spinach, and it'll be very filling just the same.
Yeah, honestly, it's such a staple. And the truth is it takes minutes, right? These are things that a lot of people overlook. And yeah, within a couple minutes, you can have it blended. You can have everything. Like you don't need to chop anything up. Like typically it should have some sort of protein source, which would just be whey protein. You can toss a banana in there. You can toss frozen berries, which, once again, you don't need to do anything with. Spinach is great. Even like I've always been a fan of adding spinach because it's high in fiber and it's like, I don't love the taste of spinach, but if I can squeeze it into my smoothie, that's great. And then just some sort of milk would be awesome. But we have a lot of different, different smoothie recipes actually, and something we love to share with all of our clients. And something we're going to do today is just give you our free recipe guide. So basically, it's 53 high protein recipes, and at the very end, there's 5 or 6 different smoothie recipes that all of our clients love, and I know that you're going to enjoy. All you have to do is follow us on Instagram at ColossusFit ColossusFit, ColossusUSFIT. Message us recipe guide and we'll send that over. Usually we'll only give 7 of the recipes, but today we're going to give 53 just because if you're spending time with us, we like you and we want to offer value to your life and make your life easier. And all of these recipes will take anywhere between 5 and then 30 minutes is on the higher end. There's all the macros laid out. We paid a chef and a designer and everything to put this together. Hundreds of dollars of value we want to give you for free. And this one here is very, very simple. It's just going to be a tuna salad lettuce wrap. And when you go to that recipe guide, you'll actually be able to find that in here. But it's just going to be plain and simple. Like tuna is a great source of protein. And then obviously the lettuce wrap, it's going to be very filling, right? You're just going to basically take tuna and the lettuce wrap, and it's going to give you a lot of volume. You're basically going to put the tuna as well as a little bit of oil in a can. You're going to start to mix it up. And when you go to that recipe guide, you'll be able to get the entire recipe as well as all the ingredients that you need. But this is something to think about as just a very high protein, very quick snack that 100% can help you in your day. It's something I've utilized, and even growing up, I used to have so much tuna. It's not for everyone because the taste can be a little bit off, but this is something that can be a great go-to, and it can definitely fill you up and just be an awesome option.
Yeah, and once again, I'm not a huge tuna person, but just the same lettuce wraps, you can take that same principle. I love like a prosciutto. You could really just throw that on a lettuce wrap. So you could start to use these as staples rather, and take your own creative thoughts. And I know people that love tuna to death, and it is such a good option. So you really just need to look and say, like, how can I draw inspiration from this and like find a way to make it work? People say to me, I love a smoothie, but I'm lactose intolerant. And then I'm like, I'm lactose intolerant too. Just get lactose-free milk. Like, look for alternatives. So take some creative liberties between these and you'll continue to find solutions. But that is a great tip. That is low calorie as can be, and it's going to be very filling. Next up, I won't spend too much time on it because you've heard me talk about it quite often, and that is just Greek yogurt bowls. So this has been a staple for me. I have about 300 grams of non-fat Greek yogurt every morning. From there, I'll add granola, I'll add quinoa. My current granola has hemp in it, so I'll have hemp seeds in there as well. And I've told my clients to get hemp. They're like, I can't have hemp, it's banned. I'm like, hemp seeds, not hemp. So hemp seeds can be really good as well. Any seed, nut, legume, berry is absolutely amazing on a bowl. You can put peanut butter on there, you can put honey, you can put fruits, like really just gives you a lot of options. You could put cereal on top. So I just find this is a really nice staple. This is something I've really enjoyed, and I just find it sits really nice as well. So definitely implement these more. They also make for a great snack.
Yeah, and next up we have overnight oats. So this is something I used for years, especially when I was an in-person trainer. I'd have to start at the gym 5 a.m. or whatever time it was. So Greek yogurt wasn't an option. Smoothies weren't exactly an option, and I never wanted to eat right away. I would train people around 5 or 5:30, and I wanted to eat a little bit later, like maybe around 7 or whatever time it was. So I used to do this all the time going to the gym. Once again, for years. This was before Josh introduced me the power bowl of the Greek yogurt, and it just is something that I relied on and absolutely loved. So the night before, I would just basically make my oatmeal and I would put in the fridge, and the next day it would be good to go. But basically I would just do my regular oats with a scoop of protein, some berries. I would put a bit of peanut butter in there. Keep in mind, these are things that can be high in calories. If you have 3 tablespoons of peanut butter, it could be 300 calories almost. So you have to be mindful of that. But I'd usually have like 1 tablespoon of peanut butter. And then if you want, you can also add cinnamon or flax seeds for extra nutrition. But yeah, this to me isn't the greatest tasting. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say, man, I was so excited to have it, but it really helped me as it was high fiber. It was something I could consume later on, and I had to do 0 prep work in the morning, which was very important for me at the time. And so, yeah, it's just absolutely fantastic, and something that, yeah, if I had to and didn't have the option of the Greek yogurt, I would go back to this, and it was, yeah, to me, really, really solid.
The next one I would recommend if you're a really snacky person is vegetables. So baby carrots are some of my favorites. Cut up cucumber, just peppers in general, like bell pepper strips are absolutely fantastic. Really, any vegetable is amazing because you can pretty much snack on it to infinity with it being very moderate in calories. Even if you have a ton of carrots, it's very hard to eat a couple hundred calories of carrots. They are exceptionally filling. They're full of fiber. They're full of water. You're going to get a lot of benefit from it. And if that's too boring or you need some more calories, you can add different dips. So you want to be careful. I'm not talking about ranch or something like that, but you could explore things like hummus. And it can be very filling, it can be very tasty, it can make for a phenomenal snack. The one caveat here is you're not getting very much protein, so you do need to be aware of that, and that's something you do need to consider. But if you're feeling snacky, you want some volume, and you just want something to kind of make it feel like you're getting some more food, maybe on top of your meal even, definitely utilize more pre-prepared veggies, mix in some hummus. You can even get them in great 100-calorie portion packs. I think Costco has that, and that's a great option as well.
Yeah, for me, cucumber has been a staple over the years. I think it's just so fantastic, like how high volume it is for how low calories, sorry. And to me, cucumber tastes really, really great. But next up is just simply like some sort of fruit with peanut butter. And obviously the fruits that would pair well with this would just be an apple or banana. And I find this is nice because it can be, 200 calories or so. Now, this isn't exactly high protein, and a common myth with peanut butter, as I've already warned you, is like it can be very high in fat. And a lot of people will think that it's a high protein source when in reality it's actually a fat source. I want to make a reels on that. I think I'll get people pretty mad on that topic, but yeah, this is just awesome because you'll be able to get some sort of micronutrients from the fruit. So yeah, like they pair really well together. Apple, you could just put some peanut butter on top of that. And then banana, of course, is just an absolute go-to, and to me, like one of the absolute staples. Like I've always been a fan, and this has been like my favorite go-tos for being on the go or needing a snack. Those two, whether it's an apple or banana, are just like absolutely fantastic in my personal opinion, because you can transport it easy, you can keep it wherever for as long as you need for the most part, and it's just really solid, and one of my favorites personally.
And then my next one would just be like protein snacks in general while we're on the point of snacking. So even right now I'm cutting, and I like to eat bigger meals. It's personally how I prefer to eat. So what I've been doing is I'll have my lunch quite early, often usually after training, like 11:30. And usually around 3, I'll be pretty hungry. It's that awkward gap between lunch and dinner. Usually I need some protein. So I've kind of been doubling down on protein lately. So I do like a protein smoothie, or I'll even explore like a Costco Fairlife, a Quest chip, some cut up like high protein, lactose-free cheese. I'll utilize those, and I'll try and wedge in like 40 or so grams of protein. I find it's exceptionally filling, and usually I'll pair that with a vegetable. And while I'm cutting, it's very, very filling. It's only a couple hundred calories, and I'm knocking out a lot of that protein. Some other options you can do as well is like a beef jerky. That's another really fun one. These are also really good when you're on the go. And then you can also go super old school with a scoop or 2 scoops of protein. It's a very basic and boring thing, but it really will fill you, and it really kind of will tie you over until dinner, which is absolutely amazing. So just any pre-prepared protein snack that's easy to grab, always a phenomenal option.
Yeah, the absolute game changer. I'm such a big fan of bringing them, especially if I know I'm not going to have a full meal, or I'm like, it's going to be many hours, like we're going to a car meet or even golfing or whatever, and I don't want to have to get something from the cart or just like a random fast food spot. Like this is such a staple. Once again, you can bring these in no matter the weather. Like even I love Quest chips because it's like they'll be fine like wherever they are. And I think that's fantastic. But next up is a bit of a unique one. And as you know, canned tuna is great for your macros and just how easy it is. But canned tuna or salmon with whole wheat crackers and cherry tomatoes. So a bit of a unique situation there, but I find like everything there, it's pretty macro friendly. Of course, you don't want to just be snacking on a million crackers, but I do find that, having that salmon or the tuna spread out on the crackers with cherry tomatoes, obviously great benefits in health with the tomatoes being there, is just fantastic. And you can also add stuff like mustard or hot sauce. And even like another bonus here is just there's so many low calorie add-ons that you can incorporate, and mustard and hot sauce are 2 of them. And even as I'm talking about this, I'm thinking of how great pickles are. I know Josh loves them, and I personally don't like pickles. I wish I enjoyed these things like mustard, pickles, onions. I'm not the biggest fan of, but those things are fantastic to add on, and they're just like no cost associated, right? Like obviously you have to pay for it, but calorie wise, like even pickles are fantastic as like a little bonus there. But yeah, salmon or tuna with whole grain crackers and cherry tomatoes to die for, and amazing macros as well, and as long as you don't have a million crackers, which some people would have.
Yeah, one of my favorite tips next up is turkey burgers. I love barbecuing. I love burgers. I'll buy the 100-calorie buns, have a turkey burger. Really satisfying, really fun, gets that itch of a burger, and it's really low calorie as well. And you can get all different types of turkey burgers, so it's really important you read the label. We had like a different scale. We had one that was really low calorie, high protein, but kind of meh. Then there were some that were like a little bit more calorie, but worth the calories because they were like delicious. And then there's some that are just horrible macros. You're like, I'm not even interested in this. But If you do like barbecuing and you like a really quick, simple option, I love this. Barbecued marinated chicken is another phenomenal one on top. You can also look at different actual burger boxes, and you'll notice some are horrible macros, some are pretty acceptable. And then you can always pair one or the other too. So this is a really easy, quick summary option that you can prepare in like 10-15 minutes. Really enjoy, and it's a great option when you're in a pinch.
Yeah, it doesn't take hours. Like even when we were really busy in Florida, like there would be times where, Josh would fire up the barbecue and it'd just be like within minutes, right? And obviously turkey burgers take a little bit longer than regular burgers, but like the trade-off of macros, like turkey burgers are fantastic. It's just such a great summer thing or daily thing, depending on where you live as well. Then the last thing here is just chicken wraps. Like it's funny because we were in Florida and we had Coach Jason up and his wife, and we did a chicken wrap night, and I was like, man, this is just so easy. Just like have some lettuce, have some tomato, they'd cut up some onion, just prepare the pita wraps are like already good to go, and then the chicken is just the only thing you need to really cook. And I'm like, why do I not utilize this more? It's just like great macros, it's high volume, it's super tasty, and there are so many great things you can integrate. And even when you get a recipe guide, there's a lot of high level, like different things that I think you'll really like. But to me, there's nothing better than just like a staple that's just like super solid and just all around like amazing. Like the macros are great, it's easy to prepare, high in fiber, there's lots of great benefits, it's healthy. Like to me, that's just so fantastic. And yeah, chicken wraps, like it's funny, sometimes they'll get a bad rep because when you think of a chicken wrap, you're like thinking of a McDonald's or a Tim Hortons or wherever, like those like high calorie. And this is another thing, is just like the sauces, as Josh said, we're not talking ranch sauces. Like you'd have a nice low calorie barbecue sauce, or like something like hot sauce where you put it in, or something that makes sense, versus like all these wraps that have like 300 calories of ranch sauce. So you want to stay away from that stuff. But yeah, we really hope you enjoy. Make sure to grab that recipe guide so you'll be able to try those all out. And we will make sure, if you message us recipe guide on Instagram, that you are following us, because we want to make sure that you're getting all of our free content as well on our Instagram. So our Instagram is ColossusFit, ColossusFit. Thank you so much for spending time, and I really hope you enjoyed this episode. Peace and love always.